Guys, Apple finally shipped the Siri it spent years promising, and the first big review is calling it too late. The biggest company on earth just fixed its assistant, and the loudest reaction in tech is a shrug TechCrunch, literally titled the review around one question: why does this feel so anticlimactic? That is the fight today, guys. Who gets credit in AI and who gets sued over it? And stay for the ending because today closes on a brand new startup office that does not exist. According to TechCrunch, Apple finally has a functional, fairly impressive AI assistant. But it arrived past a time where a launch like this feels novel and exciting, and their closing line is genuinely brutal, guys. They say it feels like Apple fixed a forever broken bug rather than doing something revolutionary. This was not a leap forward, it was a repair job that took half a decade. Now, the strongest case for Apple deserves saying out loud, guys. Shipping late on the phone, already in your pocket, beats shipping first inside a browser tab, and even the skeptical review admits the new Siri is genuinely valuable and useful. Here's my honest problem with that defense. The same article points out the AI race surged ahead in the months and years. Apple dawdled, habits formed in that gap. But for millions of people, the assistant is an app they chose, not a button they were given. So Apple finally caught up, and the market barely looked up from ChatGPT, which is why this launch reads tense instead of triumphant. Guys, my near-term prediction is simple. Siri's comeback gets measured in canceled ChatGPT subscriptions, and I do not see a wave of those coming. Because winning the assistant race now means winning back people who already left. And catching up is not the only battle Apple picked this week. Now, the other one is happening in a courtroom, guys. Apple is suing OpenAI, and OpenAI just fired back in public. They published a full rebuttal on their own website, and the title is a flex. This is two of the biggest names in tech trading blows openly. The same week Siri relaunches. They called it Apple's getting this wrong. Apple claimed it contacted OpenAI in February and simply never got a response. OpenAI is disputing that directly, and they brought internal messages as receipts. And the tone of this rebuttal is pure savage politeness. Guys, it opens by calling Apple one of the greatest companies of all time. They even praise how Apple obsesses over the smallest details. Then it spends every following paragraph arguing they got the big details wrong. And the closer is the coldest line of all, they write that they wish Apple had raised these issues before filing the lawsuit and would have happily clarified everything. Now, the crowd watching this fight is not buying either halo, guys. But the Hacker News thread reads the rebuttal as a play for public opinion, not a legal argument. One commenter calls it a desperate attempt to sway public opinion, then adds that Apple is no saint either. And another asks the question I cannot stop thinking about. Is it really standard practice at these companies to run work through personal iCloud accounts? Because that one habit is carrying a lot of this lawsuit. So two of the most powerful companies alive are publishing dueling versions of the same events. Each side wants you to trust their paper trail, which makes you wonder how much of what we see online every day was ever checked by an actual person. So JFrog's security team actually went looking, guys, and what they found is genuinely wild. A freshly created GitHub account filed a batch of critical vulnerability advisories against SQLite. That is the database quietly running inside basically every phone and app on the planet. And when JFrog dug into the reports, they concluded a language model made most of them up. And the numbers here are honestly embarrassing for the whole system, guys. JFrog says this account sits on more than 50 CVEs, and they believe all but one are LLM SLOP. But here is the part that should genuinely worry you. One of these got an initial 10.0 critical severity score from Red Hat. A perfect 10 for a flaw the researchers say does not appear to exist, which turns into real damage faster than you would think. JFrog warns that where critical vulnerabilities get automatically prioritized, fabricated CVEs become a genuine operational burden. So a model dreams up a flaw, a scanner escalates it, and a maintainer loses a weekend proving a negative. And Hacker News absolutely erupted over this one. The thread rocketed past 700 points. The sharpest take stuck with me, guys. Whoever offloads their thinking to a model is exactly who will never bother verifying it. So today, the price of machine confidence is measured in wasted human hours, annoying but survivable. Nobody gets hurt disproving a fake bug report. Multiply that across 50 invented reports, and you have stolen a month of open source labor. Because the same blind trust in a model's judgment is now being wired into machines that kill And there are 50,000 of them, guys. Ukrainian kamikaze drones are getting American software that picks and locks targets on its own. It is a $100 million deal reported in depth by Ars Technica, and I want to take this one slower than the rest because the details deserve care. This is not a demo or a paper, it is deployment. Ars Technica lays out the before and after here. Ukrainian operators have already destroyed Russian armored vehicles using $400 strike drones. They have even taken down military helicopters in midair with them. But until now, a human manually guided almost every one of those drones to its target. The main exception was the $5,000 Hornet drone from Perennial Autonomy. That is the company founded by former Google chief executive Eric Schmidt. And the swarm line is the one to sit with. The article says future software updates could let a single operator command an autonomous swarm attacking targets. But the same kits also simplify the piloting skill an operator needs one drone or a whole swarm. So the scarce resource in drone warfare used to be a trained pilot. That scarcity is becoming a software update, and a $400 aircraft with Frontier autonomy changes the math for every military on Earth. Now, I have to level with you for a minute, guys. I cover model releases every single day, and this is the story that will still matter in 5 years. Autonomy just jumped from benchmark charts into real deployment at a scale nobody has attempted, and there is no eval suite for this. The world finds out how it behaves in production. So yeah, after that one, I need something lighter, and one founder on Twitter delivered it perfectly. This guy runs a payment startup in Bangalore, guys, and he posted the most heartfelt thread about moving into a shiny new office. It is 3 times bigger than the last one, and everyone is finally back under one roof. There was just one tiny problem with the photos attached. The internet clocked them as AI generated almost instantly, and the thread blew past 10 million views. The replies turned into a forensics lab within the hour, and honestly, the writing itself is genuinely sweet, guys. He says, a year ago, they jumped from a 9-seater to a 30-seater. They figured that would hold them for a while. It did not. The team outgrew the space so fast they had to split across 2 offices. He even writes that it is not really about the office, it is about what the office means. And 10 million people mostly agreed on what those pictures mean. And here's my favorite part, guys. Remember those imaginary SQLite vulnerabilities from earlier? Same exact story, different costume. A model produced something that looks right at a glance, and a human shipped it without checking. The difference is nobody lost a weekend over this one, just a little startup dignity. So celebrate your wins in a real room, guys, because the internet checks the reflections now. And that is the show for today, guys. If it got your gears turning, hit subscribe and flick on that notification bell. Tomorrow's episode will find you on its own. Drop a like on your way out too. It genuinely helps. And check out my previous videos. That's the fastest way to stay sharp on the best of the best in AI. Until next time, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you very soon.